We're live.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me post a link.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Agony of Moon podcast. I am the host, Dalton, and this is Moon and Trace, my usual co-conspirators in the realm of fuckery. And today we have not a lot, really. It's gonna be some basic gaming news things and like an extensive talk about one piece of gaming news in particular. Just because it's so fucking big, I can't stand to not say something about it publicly. Like, I said something about it before, and then, like, now everything has started coming out about it, and it's gotten ridiculous at this point, and so we gotta talk about that. Firstly, and foremostly, Moon has a taste of agony segment for us.
Yep. I'm gonna do the sour pickle first because I've decided that I don't want to deal with the other one. I have a pickle. I have a sour dill pickle. Warheads pickle. Yeah, there's not anything special to it. It's just kind of a sour pickle that seems like it'll be extra sour. Hold on, I'm opening it. Scratch that. Struggling to opening it. Oh, shit. Can't speak. Pouring the juice copiously into my water bottle. It smells like a completely regular pickle.
You're gonna forget that later, and you're going to go to take a sip from that water bottle, and you are going to die.
No, I'm not. I have a separate water bottle I'm drinking from.
You're going to forget. I know you are.
It's literally green. I'm not gonna forget.
I think you'll forget.
I'm not going to forget.
I know you. You will forget.
I'm not going to forget. I swear. Okay, dump that on the juice. Alright. No, I got a little bit of my tape though. There we go. It's difficult to open. It doesn't rip nicely. Alright, pickle time. It's not very sour. Actually, I didn't notice any amount of sour.
Julia?
Oh, there's the sour. Well, there's not much. It tastes like regular sour.
Maybe the warheads kind of diluted it.
Maybe. Yeah, it does taste like a regular pickle.
Normally that kind of stuff works. I'm curious.
Yeah, it's just a pickle.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's it. Where's the end?
Alright. I also don't have anything to try, just because I've been working on getting money to where I can actually buy things to try. Coke came out with a new flavor recently. It's another one of their collaborations. It's not one of the ones like Starlight or anything. It's just...
No.
Oh crap.
What's the flavor?
I forget actually. Hold on. Let me open up the Google machine.
Right.
New Coke flavor 2023. Coca-Cola Move.
Interesting.
Oh, that's just my favorite.
It's in collaboration with Rosalia.
Give me a sec. I'm gonna take care of the pickle.
That's fine.
Oh, wait, I remember what I need to do. Nope. Oh.
Trying to see if there was anything that I missed that I could potentially talk about.
Hmm. Uh-oh. Oh, dear
Okay, no more pickle.
Alright. So, I want to get the basic stuff out of the way. Starting with, Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2, the sequel to the Insomniac Spider-Man game that came out on PS4 in 2018, I believe. Yeah, that game is still coming out this year, except we know nothing about it. There is nothing. We have one trailer, and it does not show anything.
Interesting.
So, that is a thing that we're currently dealing with. I find it very peculiar. But, what we do know is that the game has Venom, the game has Craven, and that it's going to be both Miles and Peter. We do not know anything outside of that.
Interesting.
Other than that, that's kind of all I have in terms of gaming news, just because, like, that's just, like, something that I've noticed. Like, we've got nothing else for Spider-Man, but it's still supposed to come out this year. In other gaming news, this has to do with Slime Rancher 2. And specifically, the new DLC, or this might be a free update, but either way, it's add-on content for Slime Rancher 2, and it's called Song of the Sabers. And it looks that it adds actual saber slimes within the game, which is something we wanted from Slime Rancher 1 because we got the ports and we were able to kind of make sabers that way, but now we have actual saber slimes to do with now.
Oh, saber slimes!
There's also a let me find the picture of the saber slimes, like where they're chilling. Apparently it's like this little prehistoric colony of saber slimes that you find as you're just like going around. Jesus Christ. Why does Discord hate me?
I don't know.
There's a picture of the saber slimes.
Oh, they're so cute! Aww.
And then the new biome, it looks like everything in this biome is made out of like Aurora Borealis.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can, if it'll let me paste this one. There it goes.
Whoa, that is extremely interesting.
Some new phosphor looking boys down there, which is also interesting. There's little snowmen. But there's also a Saber Gordo.
Saber Gordo! Oh my gosh, that's gonna be so cute.
But there's also apparently an egg slime?
Egg?
Egg. It's just egg.
Egg! 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 Oh, that's adorable.
Modeled to look like the Puddle and Fire slimes, but it's just an egg.
Egg! Oh, that's so silly.
I don't know what purpose it serves. I don't know what you do with it. All I know is it looks like an egg. That's what's coming in the new update of Slime Rancher 2. So we get sabers, we get the new little phosphor boys that are looking there. We get egg.
Egg!
Which I found it interesting because, like, in the last game we wanted like actual saber slimes that we could use instead of just the Largos and shit, but now we have.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I'm so excited for it. I can't express it well.
Because you just got caught off guard by the egg.
I got caught off guard by the egg, and also I'm just that excited. I'm so excited, words not real. Egg!
I can't tell if the egg slimes are supposed to be the rare slime because I looked on the website and it apparently is like the egg slime. We have the egg slime as a picture there, but I haven't seen it. It's like physically yet in any of these screenshots. Like I've seen it in the bar of like someone's inventory, but I haven't seen it physically.
Yeah.
And the website said something about a new slime, but they didn't say what it was. And my guess is going to be that it's the egg slime. Because the website also name drops... What the fuck was that called? The Thundercluck chicken? Yeah.
Thundercluck?
Thundercluck chicken.
That has so much potential to be mispronounced.
Clusterfuck chicken.
That's not what I was thinking, but honestly, sounds about right.
Those little phosphor boys that are hanging out on the Aurora, are those normal slimes or are those new? You've played the game, I haven't.
The Foster slimes, though, they look pretty normal to me.
It's the fact that
They
they're
seem to have
specific.
like a little stripey, but I don't think it's anything special.
I was about to say, because they're on the little Aurora thing, which makes me think that they're special in some way.
I think maybe in that area the Foster slimes just won't die. But I think that's about it.
I'm also looking at some of these screenshots, and it makes a big deal out of the Sabers, I guess, singing. I guess that's why the update is called that, Song of the Sabers. But, like, if you look, you see the Saber is shouting, and it's got, like, a little ring of stuff around it. Maybe the Sabers can attack now?
Oh, it's so cute. I literally can't get over it. It's so cute.
Yolky slimes. There we go. I found the data entry.
Yuki!
Yolky slimes are a strange and elusive type of slime, sometimes found near wild chickens on Rainbow Island. But unlike tabby slimes, their intent is not to hunt, for within their warm golden center lies an enduring love for chickens. Such is the power of this glowing affection that it sometimes inspires nearby hens to produce a rare delight, a giant egg full of chicks and yolky plorts. I understand. Okay. So I think based on that little blurb there, I think what it is you get one of these and you put it in like a chicken coop,
Yeah.
and then your egg production increases, but you can also get the yolky plorts out of the eggs.
Oh, that would make sense.
And it's just An egg. It's just an egg.
Nope.
But we have saber slimes and we have yolk slimes now.
3.
I'm gonna just keep calling them egg slimes. I'm gonna be real.
3.
It's just
No.
Honestly, as you should.
wonder if Ogden's gonna get involved in any.
I hope so. Ogden is such a silly guy. I love him.
Because Ogden was
Ogden
the guy
and
who
Victor
did
are
the
my two
saber spin
favorites.
before.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice the little pond that you can make for the puddles is different now.
Oh, is it?
It's got the little slimy face at the bottom.
Oh yeah.
I gotta get Slime Rancher too.
Yes. Ah! Oh, actually, that face I think is actually normal. Let me load up original Slime Rancher real quick and see.
Just boot up a game casually to prove me wrong.
Do it. Alright, hang on. Slime Rancher's booting up.
Okay, screenshot from Slime Rancher 1. It's there, but it's not noticeable.
Yeah. But yeah, this is about right.
Ah, there's the screenshot of the physical form of the yolk slime.
Ooh!
I was wondering when that was going to be a thing.
Hmm.
Turns
Oh,
out I just had to
I
scroll
forgot
for
I
all of it.
modded my game. It's Slime Rancher, you don't need to tell me about the game I already have. I really did boot up Slime Rancher only to be told, hey, buy Slime Rancher 2. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, I already have Slime Rancher 2. And it was the slime, it's so cute. I'm curious what specifically keeps it alive because like puddle slimes and fire slimes, they'll die outside of their environment.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like where you used to put puddles in the ponds and you used to put flames in the
Hang on,
incinerators.
I can't hear
imagine
anything.
I imagine what it is just you put the egg slimes in a chicken coop. And then that keeps them alive somehow.
I missed what you said.
I said,
Because my internet's really bad right now for no reason.
I said that I think it's the similar principle of like you put the puddles in the pond and you put the fucking what's it called? Fire in the incinerators. So you put the egg slime in a chicken coop and then it causes the egg things to happen. That's my theory anyway. That's what it sounds like. There's already a wiki entry for this bitch. This slime always looks at the sunny side. Up.
Hmm.
God damn it, Slimepedia. Either way. Yep, I was right. I'm looking at the wiki, and it's got gallery images, and you just place them inside of a chicken coop. It just looks like a goddamn fried egg. In the middle of a bunch of chickens.
I heard literally nothing for the past solid 3 minutes or so.
Moon, why are
I
you a
still can't
bitch?
hear you.
Have you ever
My internet's so
considered that?
bad, and
Have you ever considered why are you a bitch? Why answer that question. Get better internet. You gotta get that fiber optic. Moon, you gotta get that fiber optic internet. You have to be better. Either way. That is the Slime Rancher news. Should we wait to see if Moon fixes himself?
Mm.
No, I was thinking about it. I wonder if Slime Rancher 2 has more story content as far as Casey goes. I think that'd be some funny shit if Casey somehow figured out a way to go to the far, far range. A little love story. I was playing Slime Rancher earlier, actually, and my save file somehow got deleted, so I had to start over. And I was taking care of my tabby Gordo, and as I was doing so, I was gathering up chickens in order to do that. Lo and fucking behold, a damn Lucky Slime appeared, and I was like, well, Lord knows when this is gonna happen again. So I shot at it twice, and it gave me some money. And I was like, well, damn, now I'm short chickens. You're here.
Idea.
Did you fix yourself?
Oh, I can barely hear though. Yeah, I'm good. Hopefully.
Okay.
I sprinted up back down from nothing.
Moon, methinks you just need to get good. That's what I think.
I would love to.
Oh yeah, they are making a Silent Hill 2 remake,
Ooh.
as well as Dead Island 2.
Ooh. I missed stuff about the Slime Rancher stuff. Not all of it, but some of it.
The new Fable game is supposedly just called Fable, taking a page from God of War, and instead of just saying the number 4, you just go back to the original title. It's gonna be on Game Pass, the Xbox Series consoles, and then PC. I do like the Fable games. I'm interested to see what they do with this one. Black Myth v Kong. Oh. There's a game that's just based off of Journey to the West.
Interesting.
That's gonna be fun. Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. We've been waiting for this game for how fucking...
No idea.
When was that bitch announced? That bitch was announced pre-COVID. It had... Oh yeah, Minecraft Legends is a thing.
What?
There's a game coming out, Minecraft Legends. It's supposed to release early 2023, so in like the next 2 months, I guess.
What is it even supposed to be?
According to the description, it's a new take on Minecraft that will combine third-person action and real-time strategy, which sounds like dungeons with extra steps, but maybe it'll be open world.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, I did see the trailer for Tears of the Kingdom, and I did want to talk about it a little bit.
Ooh.
So the next Zelda game is going to be called Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And A lot of people are speculating that it is the end and the beginning of the Zelda timeline.
Uh-huh.
So, well, I don't say the end and the beginning, but like the end as it goes. So, I think it was in Skyward Sword, maybe, that the villain stated that it was going to trap the world in a time loop until the hero could come along and like vanquish him and all of that. And the sky platforms were created by a calamity and all of that, and that this was after Ganon was gone for good, and in Breath of the Wild, Ganon gave up reincarnation, and all of that. So, like, all of this stuff is pointing to the Tears of the Kingdom is kind of the beginning of that whole time loop nonsense, or the end of that whole time loop nonsense, or both. But either way, it's a very interesting thing because not only is the Zelda timeline convoluted as it is, but like now you're adding time loops in the mix.
Yeah.
But the game looks great. Link has a metal arm for God knows what reason. You can build cars. You can build cars. Like that's what I got out of that trip.
Yahoo! Cars!
You can build vehicles. I've seen a car and like a hovercraft. Those were the two that I got out of the trailer.
Heck
It's
yeah.
kind of a lot of the stuff from Breath of the Wild taken up a notch, and then you have other different things. It's weird looking, that's for sure. So, Tears of the Kingdom, definitely gonna be interesting. The Wolf Among Us 2 is going to happen.
Among Us 2?
No, The Wolf Among Us. It's a Telltale game.
Oh, I didn't hear the first half of that.
You need to start hearing things.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I
you're
thought
right.
that all Telltale stuff was basically void at this point.
Hmm.
With them going bankrupt and all, I didn't know if they were actually able to sell any of their IPs.
Well, as we all know, bankruptcy usually doesn't mean the end. Nicolas Cage and all that. But this is something that I'm kind of interested in, honestly. There's a new Dragon Age game coming out. Trace and I have played a Dragon Age game before. It was pretty alright. Was it at Inquisition?
Maybe. I don't know.
Either way, it's called Dragon Age Dreadwolf. I need to look into it more, but supposedly, it's centered on a different character, a different point in time. The gradual takeover of the Darkspawn and demons known as the Blight. The main character is confirmed to be Solus, an important character in the previous games. The game will be single-player focused and will be easy to jump into for players who are new to the franchise. So that's definitely interesting. That's just kind of the upcoming stuff. But that's just sort of the kind of sneak preview, just like the upcoming stuff that I found notable. There's a lot more. Obviously, there's a lot more. Apparently, there's a RoboCop game. I scrolled right past that. We all know about Assassin's Creed Mirage. We all know about that podcast. It's quite interesting. One Piece Odyssey is definitely something I'm interested in. I don't know what it's about, but the One Piece universe intrigues me, if not terrifies me. Jedi Survivor. I'd be willing to look at that.
That could be interesting.
A lot of games coming out that I don't know a lot about. Some games coming out that I do.
Anything on Silk Song or
Anything on what?
Silk Song?
Hollow Knight.
Yeah, sequels.
Hollow Knight Silk Song is some point before the end of June.
Interesting.
That's all it says. I was trying to stall to where I didn't have to fill up 90 minutes of space with this one topic, but that seems to be where we're going. So,
I mean, it's a short thing, but Fortnite has been claimed as a reason for, I think, over 200 divorces.
now that is gaming news.
Yeah, specifically, either of the spouses playing too much Fortnite.
That's so funny.
I would think it would be the money.
No, it's not like Jimmy spent $500 on a marshmallow skin. I'm taking this kid's stew. No, it's straight up just hubby plays too much Fortnite and I'm not getting enough time.
Oh. Oh, that's interesting. Alright, so, I was looking while you were talking. PlayStation VR 2 has got their lineup for their release. Looking to be over 40 games. I don't think that's what I'm seeing on my screen. But on PSVR 2, some of the games we got releasing are The Light Brigade, Moss, and Moss Book 2. Gorn, Horizon Call of the Mountain. That looks like it says Chrono Trigger 2. I don't think it is. I think it says Cave Digger 2, actually. I can't read. Creed Rise to Glory. Jurassic World. Resident Evil Village VR. Which, we all know what's about to happen there. PSVR 2 definitely intrigues me for many reasons. Simply because it looks a lot better than PSVR 1. So I'm interested. Oh, there's a bartender game. Star Tenders, Intergalactic Bartending. Sushi Ben. I guess that's a sushi making game. Swordsman, a realistic sword fighting game. A game about air guitar. Alright, I trust it. No Man's Sky.
I have a little bit of something.
No Man's Sky VR would be epic, actually.
That sounds crazy, actually. Something about the new Just Dance, though. They have one of the songs in it is Radioactive by Imagine Dragons, and the player one slot is actively in a wheelchair. It's great. They've got the representation going.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited for it.
Uh, Lego issues a YouTube copyright strike against videos of unreleased Zelda and Lord of the Rings sets.
Interesting.
Here it goes. GameStop store manager says layoffs have begun. Atomic Heart review. Atomic Heart. This gives me similar vibes to Singularity.
Yeah.
Oh, this is where the weird sexual Russian robot bitches come from. I saw that meme and I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? And then I just
Yeah.
scrolled away.
Oh, also the upgrade station is horny.
I don't doubt it. Oh yeah, Minecraft is adding the fucking cherry blossom biome.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm excited.
I wonder what they're gonna do with it, because all of their biomes have had meaning recently. They're just gonna add one for the fuck of it now.
Yeah, that's a fair point. The Deep Dark was, it still is extremely lore important. It's really exciting. I am obsessed with the Deep Dark.
The deep dark deep down.
Correct.
Speaking of which, I want another game by the people who made Subnautica.
That would be amazing. I know there's Sub-Zero, but that would be amazing.
I want those bitches to make another game that's like Subnautica but different.
Yeah.
Because holy fuck, while it is hard for me to get into Subnautica because like grinding and all of that, I can only handle in small amounts.
Yeah, same here. I can't focus enough on any one task to finish the game ever.
The game is still fucking beautiful.
Oh, the game is amazing and terrifying in all the best ways.
I think if the bitches who did Subnautica and the bitches who did Guy got together, that would be a beautiful partnership.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Because I like No Man's Sky because of the space exploration aspect of it, but I like Subnautica because of the environment aspect, and I feel like
Yeah.
if we got both of those together, shit would be fire. I'd also take a trailer for Assassin's Creed Red.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or Hex, either at this point.
Oh, Dalton, I discovered something on Steam a bit ago. One of my friends told me about this. Someone is making a game based on Cattle Quest from Xade.
That would.
And judging off the demo so far, it has a lot of potential. I have the demo downloaded. I just haven't loaded it up yet.
Trying to see if there's any more news about it.
Yeah. This way.
I know I'm playing it regardless, but like,
What? I can't think of much to say, actually, surprisingly.
I definitely want to know what Jedi Survivor is gonna be about. To do a complete fucking 180.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, probably. I don't know. I don't really know much about Star Wars, but I don't know. Could be interesting.
I think the previous game was about like, if I remember correctly, I don't think he worked for the Empire, but he might have.
I have no idea.
But like, he, through some means, got like built a lightsaber, just like in a cave. Tony Stark built this in a cave with a bunch of scraps. But he apparently built a lightsaber and like got all of his shit. And apparently like there was like choice mechanics in that game. And like you could I need to play a lot of games. That one in particular is definitely one I need to play. But the point is, it looks fucking cool. And the fact that they're making a sequel to it is something I didn't expect because game developers are not good about making sequels.
Yeah.
Valve, anyway. But the point is, I think gaming is going to look good for the foreseeable future. Simply just like of all the things that are going to come out and like what they're all supposed to be, I think it's definitely going to be good for the foreseeable future. That
Heck yeah.
said, let's talk about why for the foreseeable future gaming might not be so good.
Oh boy.
This is not a reflection of gaming as a whole. This is a isolated piece of thing that got completely out of hand. But holy hell, did it get out of hand. Like, my thing is, so for those who are not already included, I'm going to be talking about Hogwarts Legacy for about as long as I can. Because it's a whole ass situation. Let's talk about the fact that when Hogwarts Legacy first got announced, there was a couple seconds where I was actually pretty hyped about it. Like, it was definitely a good looking game. There was nothing bad looking about that game. There was, however, something bad about the person who made it and the person who would benefit from that game's success. That is the creator of the Harry Potter franchise, J.K. Rowling. What's ironic about J.K. Rowling was that she created one of the largest safe spaces for people in minority groups, which is like trans people and like people of color and all of that, LGBT people. And then she turns around and she did the things that she did. Like she started actively donating to anti-trans organizations, started actively like gassing up the LGB Alliance, started fucking a homeless shelter, but started a women's shelter, but specifically excluded trans women from that shelter. Like openly and outright excluded. And it was just at this point she can't get much worse, but it would surprise nobody if she did. Because we've said she can't get much worse before. And then it happened. But I want to talk about this specifically because there's a gigantic debate going on around J.K. Rowling and whether or not to buy the game and whether or not it makes you this, that, or the other, and all these things going on with Twitch streamers, and even goddamn Keffals.
God,
And Keffals, on the
give me a second.
99 to a million chance that you're actually
Give me a second. God.
Don't mind that. That's just me thinking silly.
I have nothing against you. I just need to understand your logic. I need to understand everybody's logic when it comes to this because truly it is a thing that actually baffles me. So, here's the basic gist of the debate. You have one faction of people, a faction that I find myself in, that says buying the game, giving J.K. Rowling that royalty money, actively supporting her in her transphobic and even some anti-Semitic endeavors, which I'll get to in a second. Actively supporting that means that you lose the right to call yourself an ally of either group. You are not an ally to Jewish people, you are not an ally to trans people. And that is something that is incredibly difficult for me to justify considering that I am part of neither group. And I understand that. And I understand, like, my words mean absolutely nothing coming from that. But you have the other side that includes some trans people and some people who are either ethnically or religiously Jewish, and they say, no, if we do it, it's fine, despite the money going to her and her doing these things, and she's not this or that at all. And then you have the factions of, like, influencers who are trying to figure out how to navigate and are trying to, like, appease both sides, and that's not working. And it's a very high intensity debate that is going on right now. And I wanted to talk about it because I personally do not see the point of the other side. And if anybody follows me on Twitter, which you should, at DaltonCSP on Twitter, you might know that I made a thread recently, basically outlining my opinions on the matter and saying, like, yeah, I'm part of neither of these groups, but even so, like, it's the principle of it. Like, you shouldn't... It shouldn't be a thing of... It shouldn't be that we have to choose these things. But unfortunately, we live in the society where you spend your money says a little bit about it. Now, we got into a discussion about this before the stream started, and I wanted to bring it up first, just so that way I could get it out of the way. Now, a lot of people may have heard the phrase in the past, there is no ethical consumption under capitalism. For those of you who haven't heard that phrase, it's completely understandable. And it is being used as a sort of comeback in this debate. And to an extent, it is a very valid comeback, but it is still wrong. And I'm going to explain it. The general thesis of there's no ethical consumption under capitalism is that under the system that we currently live in and under the companies that we currently live in under, no matter what you buy and no matter where you buy it, you're supporting something that's awful. So, for example, if you have an iPhone, or if you have a phone from any of the major companies and even some of the minor companies, if you have a smartphone, you support the action of child slavery because a lot of these phones are made in warehouses that utilize that kind of thing. And I'm sorry, there's going to be a trigger warning for a lot of shit. Talking about transphobia, talking about, like, shit like child slavery, talking about, like, heavy topics. But that is what this is going to have to be. because I need to lay it out there to where you can see where I come from with this when I say the things that I say. So, or like you get something off of Amazon. Well, you're funding Jeff Bezos. And I'd be willing to bet, if you know anything about anything, you don't want to fund Jeff Bezos. But there's a difference with that, or like the Walmart family. If you shop at a Walmart, or at a Target, or at a grocery store that's like part of a bigger chain, you're supporting somebody who's probably got sketchy business practices that you don't even know about. And it's frankly something that's, I don't want to say disheartening, but it's definitely discouraging to think of whenever you think of it that way. It's definitely something that makes the whole don't give money to XYZ cause something that doesn't seem like it matters. Because it definitely doesn't seem like it does. Like, oh, if I give my money to this company or another, I'm funding something awful either way, so why does it matter? But in the case of this in particular, it works differently. In the case of things like Walmart, in the case of things like Amazon, getting stuff from Amazon is completely optional. But sometimes the things you need are Amazon's the only place you're getting it. Like that's, and sometimes it's simply the convenience. Sometimes you do not have the ability to go outside and like go to a grocery store and do that kind of thing. Sometimes you have to get it from Amazon. Sometimes Amazon's the only place that carries a lot of the stuff. In a grocery store, it's the same situation. And it's in these kinds of situations where there's no ethical consumption under capitalism kind of falls in. Because, yeah, the consumption is not ethical, but it's necessary. Like, there's no choice in the matter there. If I go to Walmart and I buy me a fucking Jacqueline sausage, I'm fully aware that the Walmart family is a bunch of bitches. I'm fully aware. But because the options for grocery stores that do not have sketchy business practices is slim to none, I don't have a choice. Back in Tennessee, there's not a lot of option for alternative grocery stores. There just ain't. Up here in New York, there's plenty of options for alternative grocery stores. I've got the damn Pioneer on 72nd Street. There's bodegas. There's these little local grocery stores like Fairway, which I got kicked out of, but we're not going to talk about that. But again, there's these other options up here. But again, to some people, that option doesn't exist. And it's wrong to flame someone for that. But with stuff like this situation, it's more akin to a brand, specifically. So, I gave the example before the stream started of this whole situation not being no ethical consumption under capitalism because J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter, Hogwarts Legacy, all of that is not necessary consumption to daily life. It just isn't. You don't need to buy Hogwarts Legacy to continue living. And if you do, I would love to see your medical records because honestly, what? I need to understand. But
and you don't need to buy the next phone either to continue living.
It's the same thing as the whole Chick-fil-A and Bang Energy controversy. Which, for those who don't know, and we've talked about this about 5 times, so I don't know how you don't know, but Chick-fil-A is a company that the profits that they make from their restaurant sales, they funnel those profits, at least a portion of them, into anti-LGBT organizations and politicians. Same goes for Bang Energy Drink they directly funded the Donald Trump presidential campaign. So, it's the thing of, in my opinion, it's an actions speak louder than words type of thing. Because up here, if I see somebody eating Chick-fil-A, I'm gonna look at you a bit sideways. Like, as a gay person, I just don't think that... And I've had Chick-fil-A before. The thing is, the shit isn't even good. It's not. Like, I've had the food there. The shit isn't even good. It's a mid-chicken sandwich, and you're selling out gay people in order to eat it.
Oh, wait.
Like, that's the baseline.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I was muted.
You were.
Yeah, sorry about that. Either way. I made one point, but also, I'll just skip over the first one and go right to what's relevant right now. Wouldn't it be... Okay. Wouldn't you be working from a point of privilege to assume that they know the controversies around Chick-fil-A?
Would I be working from a point of privilege to assume they know the controversies? I don't assume that anybody knows the Which is why I say, again, I look at you sideways. I'm not actively judging you, but I'm like, I wonder if you know. And if you do know and you actively eat them anyway, then I'm looking at you sideways because now I am judging. Like, my friends up here, some of them don't know. Some of my friends up here are from other countries. Have no idea what's going on with Chick-fil-A. Some of them were just raised in very, like, shut-in places where they didn't know what was going on and they didn't know anything about that. But then some of them are actual gay people who do know the controversies and who still do it anyway. And my thing is like, you're allowed to believe whatever you want about the way that you spend your money, but the fact still remains that money is still going to fund these organizations. Like, nothing changes that. No matter whether or not you believe you're sticking it to the brand because you're a gay person and you're eating their food, that doesn't matter. They're taking money from you, and they're using it to actively fund your death, essentially. Whether or not you're fine with that, I could care less, but if you are fine with that, I think you're a little bit of a fucked human being. And if after somebody tells you about that, you make the conscious decision of, well, I'm still going to eat it, then again, I'm looking at you sideways. Like, okay, you can do that. I'm not going to stop you at all, but you can now, you kind of forfeit the right to say that you support gay people. Because I cannot say that I support people of color and then walk by a guy in a KKK robe and hand him $5. You understand how that doesn't work. Like, I can't say that I support Ukraine and then donate, I don't know, $500 to the Russian military. I can't say that anymore. Like, because to say it, I would mark myself as a liar or a hypocrite. Because I'm either a liar in saying that I support them because I've done something that actively goes against that, or I'm a liar in saying, oh, these things shouldn't be happening, oh, this company is awful for doing the things that they did, and then still supporting them. Like, I'm not saying you're an awful person. You could be a good person, but you are definitely not an ally of the people you claim to be an ally to. And some of them don't. Some of them do not claim to be allies at all. And honestly, okay, fuck off. I wasn't talking to you. And it was the same shit on my Twitter thread. Literally, people kept coming through having to proclaim to me at the top of their lungs that they were not allies. And I was like, did it look like I was talking to you? No. But for people who claim to support trans and Jewish people, if you are actively funding the endeavors of a woman who is openly and unapologetically against trans and Jewish people, you've lost the title. I don't know what to tell you. Again, the logic doesn't track. If I were to give money to the Westboro Baptist Church and then I say that I support gay people, but then it's even worse because I am gay. Like, I've essentially sold out my own people. Which is like, and this is another point. People were responding to that thread to me and they were saying, oh, I'm Jewish, so that means that I don't support Jewish people. I'm like, I told them, I said, I don't think that you're a horrible person for doing these things. I see logic, though. Because you are a Jewish person or you are a trans person. Why would you actively want to support somebody who has said time and time again, I want you gone? Why would you do it? It makes no sense to me. Maybe it makes sense to somebody else, but it makes not a damn bit of sense to me.
I mean,
Why would I give $10 to the Westboro Baptist Church? Why would I do that?
I mean,
There's no reason for me to.
I mean, the idea behind it is separating the art from the artist. Now, when the art that comes out of the artist is, you know, like, for instance, from the Westboro Baptist Church, just a bunch of schlock that even the most self-respecting Christians would scoff at. It can be difficult to separate the two.
Well, you see, and that's the other thing of it. It's that you've used that, and I thank you for using that because it gives me a segue, but people have been using it that way, and that is a misphrase. Separate the art from the artist refers to artists and art pieces that are decades, if not centuries old, and the creators of which are long dead. Separate the art from the artist is this one painting by this one painter. It's a beautiful painting. It's an absolutely gorgeous painting. And I want this painting to be hung up in my home. But then somebody comes along and says, oh, that painter was an absolutely horrible person, and everything that they stood for was this and this and that. Okay, the painter's dead. The painter gets absolutely no money from me purchasing this painting. The painter is not around to do any of the bad shit that they were doing when they were alive. And also, the painter is not the painting. But the thing of it is, that same concept does not track when the person is still alive and still actively benefiting from it. J.K. Rowling, all of my opinions on Harry Potter aside, J.K. Rowling created Harry Potter and is still alive and still gets royalties from every piece of Harry Potter merchandise, no matter what it is, that is sold. Unless it's some kind of fucking bootleg that she doesn't know. J.K. Rowling still actively benefits from those sales. And
I'll
those
be honest, I never really cared for Harry Potter or anything related to it. And what J.K. Rowling was doing just made me like it even less. So I don't care about Harry Potter whatsoever.
But that's the thing, it's like, whether we care about it or not, there is something to be acknowledged in the fact of, again, she still benefits from all of this. Whether or not we care about it, and whether or not we care about Harry Potter or a game as a whole, the game doesn't matter. You are giving money to a person who wants genocide of fucking trans people.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's not good.
I don't know how I say this in a way that people understand, but I need to say it. If you give $10 to a person and a person uses that $10 and the money that they have gotten from other people who have given them $10, and that person then kills somebody, whether you were privy to it or not, your $10 was in part responsible for that person dying. Now, granted, I'm not going to call you a horrible person if you didn't know, but if you had known this person for years, if you had followed this person on social media, if you had seen the works of this person time and time again, and you knew the things that they said about the person that they were going to go and kill, and you proceeded to give that person $10, then I'm sorry, congratulations, you're an accessory to goddamn murder. Like, negligence is one thing. When it's this far in, you're an accessory. I don't know what to say to you about it. All of the shit that J.K. Rowling has said and done to actively harm trans people, if you have supported her financially in any way, after figuring out that she does this shit, you're an accessory. The same thing goes for the anti-Semitic stuff. Now, granted, that stuff is in lower supply. I don't know if J.K. Rowling excludes Jewish people from her homeless shelters. I don't know. But, again, supporting the creation of something that defames another group of things, if you financially incentivized it, and you knew for a fact that that's where your money was going, you're an accessory. Like, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. I'm sorry. It's just, why is this an argument? Why? I get it. People think in different ways. I'm very well versed in the fact that people think in a variety of different ways. That's how humanity just kind of works. What I don't understand is how something as simple as this is not a complex issue. That's the thing, though. It's not. Everybody makes it so convoluted to the point where it becomes complex, and it's not complex. Because I would be willing to bet money if I explained this entire concept in simplified terms to a group of elementary schoolers that they could understand it. I would be willing to put my actual next paycheck on that wager. And I bet I would win. And it's baffling, to say the least. It is baffling that trans people and Jewish people are so willing to sell themselves to this ignoramus of a woman for the simple sake of a video game. And I don't know. It baffles me to no end. Because people like... I expect it from people like Blair White. I expect it from people like... Who's the other fucking guy? Calvin Guerra. I don't actually expect it from Calvin Guerra all that much. Because Calvin Guerra has very... consider harm to trans people. But he's had some in the past. So... I'd be willing to acknowledge the possibility of Calvin. But Calvin's actually a very nice man. However, I don't expect it out of people who claim to be allies. I don't expect it out of my friends. I don't expect it out of people who I expect to stand by me in things like this. I don't expect it from them. And I guess that's why it gets me so angry. Because it's this mentality that I've seen while I was up here. While I've been in New York and I've had friends of mine who are openly gay, and then they purchase something from Chick-fil-A, and I was like, you understand what they do, right? Like, that's not a thing. And they're like, well, yeah, but it's feeding a gay person, so I'm sticking it to them. I'm like, no, the fuck, you're not. Like, I'm sorry, you're just not. Like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever fucking heard. And I wish that I could be hyperbolic when I say that. That's the stupidest thing I've ever fucking. Like, why? Why? Why would you? What? Who raised you to be this fucking stupid that you would think that? Like, I'm sorry. No matter where the money is coming from, they're going to use it in the ways that they have used it. They don't care if the money comes from a gay person. If the money comes from a gay person, they're probably happier. You know why? Because it means you were fucking gullible enough to eat their mid-ass food and spend your hard-earned money to sell out your own goddamn people to a group that wants you fucking dead. And it baffles me. It baffles me how the people who up until now have been just so on the ball with this kind of stuff suddenly just say the stupidest shit that I've ever heard, like unironic. And again, if you don't know about the controversies, fine. But you can surely look at everything. A Google search takes 10 seconds. Like, half of the people who are in on this whole thing, they're not, like, hemophiliacs. They're not Amish. They have access to the internet. They see this whole controversy going on. Google is free. The internet is not free, but again, 99.9% of the people involved in all of this have the internet anyway. Google is free. It takes you 10 seconds. J.K. Rowling controversies. Less than 10 seconds, actually. And I just... Ignorance is one thing. But when you can no longer claim ignorance, it's simply selfishness. It is selfishness and nothing. And I don't know how to convey that pisses me off more than anything. When you see something, and you know what's happening, and you still actively choose to support the absolute horrid thing that you're watching happen. It baffles me. I'm doing my best to give people the benefit of the doubt, but quite frankly, the doubt left long time. Like, I'm sorry. At this point, either you know, or you don't want to. You either know this information or you are actively avoiding it. And willful ignorance is no better. Willful ignorance was the shit they claimed back during COVID, and 1 million people dead later. Where the f... I want to know when people are going to grow a fucking spine. That's what I want to know. But, you know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You know, the willful ignorance thing with COVID is really interesting. Because now, and this isn't the people who were, denying things. These are the people like pushing the legislation and all that. Now that things have settled down, they're asking for amnesty. Some of them. And it is funny to watch them beg like that. They were the people who were telling family members that they couldn't visit their loved ones in the hospital because, God forbid, you spread a virus to a corpse while they lie dying alone with a rubber glove put on their hand to give them some sense of, well, some sense of someone else being there. And that's just one of the worst, and that's just one of the least terrible things.
I mean,
Not to go too deep into things, but okay. At risk of us getting clapped, I'll say I'm perfectly fine with the vaccine, but requiring it outside of medical fields, that's just a bit ridiculous.
Al,
They spent time.
I'm gonna push back on you here because here's the thing about all of that. First of all, that entire tangent about the family member in the hospital thing.
Mhm.
This was back when we knew nothing. And forgive me.
Information has been around for a while. We knew what strain it came from, and we knew who the people that strain affected. Same as
Not letting
what
people
we
into
know.
the hospital to see family members was back when we did not know as much as we do. The thing is, a lot of the family members were not in the active stages of dying. They were hospitalized, sure, but they were not in the active stages of dying. And immunocompromised people were some of the most at risk. It was have another COVID statistic and risk things spreading to other people in the hospital or do what we did. Now, America absolutely did not handle COVID the right way. They didn't. We did not. None of what happened in America, including what family member thing, none of it had to happen. None of it did. In Australia, literally, what did Australia do? Australia stayed at home for the entire 2 weeks. Nobody went out. Nobody tried to be. They wore the masks for as long as they had to. And they were back to normal 2 years before we were. Australia was fine. But Americans, with our freedom bullshit, we fucked it up for literally everyone. We as a nation fucked it up for everyone. Because we, and by we I mean mostly the South, were selfish. We didn't want to give up going to the grocery store for 2 weeks. We didn't want to give up a spring break. And 1 million people dead later, where the fuck are we? As far as the vaccine goes, I'm sorry. Vaccines need to be required. All of them. No matter how they were manufactured, no matter what they're for. If a vaccine has been proven by the FDA and the CDC to prevent whatever it needs to prevent, or to at least mitigate the effects in whatever way it needs to, it needs to be required.
Okay.
It was the same shit with polio. It was the same shit with measles.
Does that
And then
mean
the
that someone who's
anti-vaxxers.
allergic to eggs needs to get the MMR vaccine regardless of whether or not it'll have negative effects? Because it will, because the MMR vaccine
If a
has, uses eggs to create it. Or it pretty much, okay. Which,
Trace, if a person is going to have an allergic reaction to a vaccine, fucking obviously no. But there are fucking contingencies for that. There literally are.
yeah.
Do not act like I don't know these things.
Well, the thing about it is
But
that,
it was the shit with measles. It was the shit with fucking polio. It was all of that shit. We had gotten rid of those. They were fucking gone.
yeah.
And then the goddamn anti-vaxxers came in and fucked it all up, and now we have them again.
I'm not sparing them any courtesies. The main thing that I'm trying to get at is that with the COVID vaccine, there is in some people, there is a tiny chance, usually in women, where you get blood clots, and they can be fatal. And in that scenario, we should really make sure that we know exactly what's causing that, and if you're likely to get them, then it's just a case of you have to pass up on it. It sucks because now you're going to be a risk, but better a risk than, more likely to be dead. That's what I'm getting at. Because,
Well, and again with that, with even that in particular, new ones have been developed beyond that. And granted, if that's
yeah,
still a risk, then that's fucking awful. But like, new vaccines are getting developed. We didn't just stop at the 3 we have, make boosters, and that was it. They're
yeah,
still being actively developed. Like, I'm sorry, but again, it's not an excuse. Like, don't get me wrong. Again, the blood clot thing, absolutely awful. But if you know for a fact which one that is, and you know for a fact that we've been doing research on it, then yes, know your risks. Do
yeah,
the fucking research to know the risks that you are going through to do this. And if you do not want to accept that risk, fine. Find an alternative. But do not blame the inherent risk on spreading the misinformation that a lot of vaccine deniers do.
yeah,
But as for the rest of people, I accept the minor risk in exchange for the greater reward of not having another million corpses. I want to stress that. If being vaccinated only affected you, then I would absolutely say don't get it. If it had that kind of risk and the only thing that it affected was you, don't fucking get it. But not being vaccinated against COVID does not only affect you. It affects other people. It affects the immunocompromised. It affects the elderly. It
yeah,
affects young children. Like, again, these things are complicated. But going back to the topic at hand, the whole J.K. Rowling issue is not. COVID is a complicated situation. COVID is something we knew absolutely nothing about. And as information came out, people started to use the fact that information was coming out as an excuse. Which frankly pissed me off, but we're not going to talk about that. J.K. Rowling, we been new. It's been, let's see, 2014, 9 years. It's been nearly a decade. We've known. We have known. We've known for a while. So, forgive me if I do not hold the slightest bit of, to use one of your words, amnesty for people who are either willfully ignorant or willfully supporting that bitch of a woman. Because we've known. And if you don't know, Google takes 10 seconds, depending on your internet speed.
We know it's not 10 seconds for me.
Yeah, Moon's internet is god-awful. You gotta get you some of that fiber optic, Moon.
I want it so bad. I need anything but this.
Get you that Starlink. Stick it to Elon Musk. Oh wait, he's also terrible.
Yeah.
And spending money on terrible people's things when you're one of the people they want dead does not own that person. Gay people who eat Chick-fil-A. I'm still on that. I don't understand. And again, Chick-fil-A is not even that good. And it's the same with fucking Hogwarts Legacy. The game does not look that good. If it's good, fine. Honestly, fine. I don't care. If I want to play the game that badly, I'll wait for it to come out on goddamn PS Plus and I'll get it for free. Or I'll just pirate the damn thing. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm not saying you have to give up the opportunity to play the game. There are alternatives. You can pirate the goddamn thing. You can wait for it to become free, because Lord knows it's going to eventually. Every game eventually does somehow. If you have to play it, or you will die, there are ways you can do it without supporting them. Like, it just baffles me that this created such a rift between all of us. And it's not that hard. It really isn't. Don't play one game. That's all it is. Now that said, if somebody who knows about what is happening decides to play the game anyway, say an influencer, a streamer, the words that I have said here do not convey my feelings on what I think of harassing said streamers. I'm okay with calling people out. And if there's a lot of people calling you out at once, I do not consider that harassment. Harassment is a targeted event. Harassment has intention. If you are actively harassing somebody for playing the game, I don't claim it. Because that's not how we win these kind of things. We can draw lines in the sand. We can. And in a lot of cases, we probably should. We can draw lines. But we can't cross them. Because if we cross the line, then we're no better. We can't go out and harass these people. Because then what would be the point?
Yeah.
That's how we lose support. Now, that said, going out and winning hearts and minds is not going to be done if you go out in a sense of anger. I came into this in a sense of anger because I tried the other way, and I was met with nothing but ridicule, and my confusion turned to rage. That said, if you're going to talk to somebody about this, somebody who's either willfully ignorant or completely ignorant, fine. But approach them in a way that they know you do not mean malintent. If they mean malintent when talking and they make that clear, then malintent can be expressed. I'm not going to flame you for showing malintent for somebody who is showing malintent. I'm not going to flame you for that. Lord knows I would. But we don't look any better if we start treating people poorly because of this. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a serious issue. It is a very, very serious issue. Giving money to somebody like J.K. Rowling is a serious thing, and I don't blame anybody for getting angry. Fuck, I'm angry about it. But it's one thing to use our voices to spread our message. It's one thing to use our voices to give a voice to the unheard. But it's another entirely to use those voices to actively try to harm somebody else. Like, if your intention is not to make people aware of what is going on, you've lost one. And that's why I said it in the way that I did. Because sometimes making people aware is achieved by getting angry. But making people aware can also be done in a variety of ways. By simply talking. And as a person who is neither trans nor Jewish, I don't want to be above those who are. But those who are, and who are stubbornly clinging to supporting this woman, I want to know why. People like you, who actively see the damage this woman is doing, want to know why. Why would you do this to your own people? Trans people. To a lesser extent, Jewish people. Why would you participate in anything like this? Am I owed an explanation? No, but if anyone is, I think they are. Because at the end of the day, your dollars are going to fund what is going to cause them grief in the future. So if I'm not owed an explanation, that's completely fine, but I'm sure they are. And besides that, there's better games. Like, even if Hogwarts Legacy ends up being good, there's better games. There's better RPGs. There's Fable. I am sure that I would enjoy Fable a lot more than I would enjoy Hogwarts Legacy. Simply for the fact of Hogwarts Legacy and Harry Potter as a whole. I don't know. I just don't like wand-based things all that much. Wand-based magic is just very meh. Because, like, then you don't have your wand, and what are you gonna do? Like, it's a stick. You can drop a stick. And then you have no powers. Wand-based magic is, like, the weakest magic. And it's possible to do non-wand-based magic in Harry Potter. And I don't understand why they don't teach people to do that. Why are wands a central part of it? I did go to Universal and I did eat butterbeer once. It wasn't bad. That was before I knew. Well, I think I'm just about out of steam. You went from dying of hypothermia to taking fire damage.
Yep.
The duality of man.
Imagine having hypothermia and being on fire.
I'd imagine that would hurt. Like a
Yeah.
lot. Like probably
Yeah,
a
it would
lot
hurt a
more
lot.
than being on.
Cause it's just like you're just taking doubly the damage on the complete opposite side of each other at the same time.
That's like swallowing a bunch of mints and then eating a pepper. Hey guys, I guess I know what hellfire tastes like.
Oh.
Whoa!
Huh. Okay.
That is a bunch of sand and ladders.
Well, we'll find out. What's... Oh.
That's water.
Why? Oh,
Why?
okay.
Why not?
Yeah, this is not a good seed.
Well, anyway, no, yeah, that's something. For those in the audience, I'm sorry this episode was not as feel good as there was just a lot of things needed to be said.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate, but it's all right. Sometimes you just gotta have one of those.
I guess that's alright.
They keep knocking me down, keep fighting. But I'm gonna get back up. I'm gonna rise like Phoenix every single time. And even when I die and lost it all,
That
I'm
actually
gonna get
reminds me of, I can't remember what his name is. It's like James Smith or whatever.
we love a James Smith.
He's like some kind of musician or whatever.
Yeah.
He like did, good grief. What is it? Basically, you know that one, you know that one time where we were talking about like the whole making something making like intrinsic part of you just your entire personality.
Yeah.
He kind of became that in a way because like here's something, okay? He hooked up with a guy. The guy wanted something more serious when he was just going in for a casual fling. He considered the entire date a waste of his time.
Waste of his time?
Yeah. James considered the entire date a waste of his time for because the guy didn't want to smash. And then he makes an entire freaking song about it, called something like "I'm not here to make friends" or something like that.
Okay, let's dissect everything that's wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yes, please. This is gonna be so funny to listen to.
Okay, so let's start. You go out looking for hookups. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. You get to this guy, and this person's like, oh, I'm into something more serious. You'd be like, oh damn, we did not want the same things. I'm sorry about that. You enjoy your night. No. I'm going to assume there was an argument. Because there had to be.
if I'm right, they just got drunk, slept together, like not even anything intimate, just like shared a bed for a night or something like that. Maybe I can't remember.
So,
Woke up with a
no,
hangover and wrote a song.
so, okay. Instead of just being like, oh, hey, we wanted something completely different out of this, let's just call this and be done. No, you both got drunk, slept together, and then when you woke up, you considered the whole date a waste of your time. Your time. You were the one who was only going dick. This person wanted something serious. You have wasted this person's time now, because now you've spent an entire night together and you not even looking for the same things. You have wasted this person's time. And on top of that, you're so fucking petty about that you write an entire song?
Yes.
Is this what happens when we let incels get something?
We finally found it. The gay incel.
I swear to God, that has to be what this guy is. There's no way.
Ugh. And then plus he basically ripped off another musician's outfit. I can't remember what his name is either, but he wore like this suit, and it had like fabric spikes at the ankles that went out sideways, like decently sized fabric spikes or something. Or no wait, not that. That was his. That was his thing. Good grief! I'm gonna search this guy up for goodness sakes. Let's see.
So, I've just also thought of this. He also ripped off Omarosa?
No, Sam Smith. That's his name. Sam Smith.
Sam Smith?
Yeah, he ripped off someone else. I don't know who it is, but he ripped off his design and made it look worse. It basically looked like he farted in a wetsuit and took a. It basically looked like he farted in a wetsuit, took a picture of that, and then just made that into an outfit.
I'm surprised to. This is like the singer Sam Smith, like the one that we know, or is this a different
Yeah, the singer.
one? Okay. Hmm. I'm intrigued, honestly, because I didn't. Hmm.
Yeah,
I didn't.
he ripped off David Bowie's outfit.
I didn't take
No,
them.
not David Bowie.
I didn't take them for the type to be this kind of behavior wise,
Yeah.
which is interesting. But uh, I don't know. The entire situation just seems petty. What are you gonna do? Either way, also ripped off Omarosa because the "I'm not here to make friends" thing. That fucking if.
Let's see. This one. Okay. 3, 5, or 4, 5. No. 4, 5. No. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we got. Okay. Well, you know, I'll take the lock. Because why not?
I'm looking at the lyrics to "I'm not here to make," and it seems the reverse of the situation occurred.
I mean, the reason why I know about that is because he actually did an interview about his inspiration for the song, and that was the inspiration.
Well, the lyrics are pretty contradictory.
Eh.
Because it's like, everybody's looking for somebody to take home. I'm not the exception. All these lyrics look like hookup lyrics. But then it says, because I'm not here to make friends, I need a lover. I just need a partner when the lights come on. So it looks like he's doing both sides of this. They're doing both sides of this, my bad. But it's very strange. Well, I've gotten out all of what I needed to say. Well, unless we wanted to talk about Jeffree Star.
We can talk about that. We have enough time, I think.
Oh, Jeffree
Yeah.
Star. So,
I've never heard of him.
former member of the band Blood on the Dance Floor. Absolutely dog shit music. Former member of the band Blood on the Dance Floor. Beauty guru drama. Not even known for being a beauty guru, just known for the drama. Jeffree Star has recently announced that he no longer thinks non-binary people are valid, and he's switched and gone full Republican.
Oh boy, of course. This doesn't surprise me. I don't even have to know anything to not be surprised.
And like, I don't want to say they're doing it for clout, but like, they are. I'm sorry. I don't want to accuse people of doing things for clout, but like at this point, Blair White is so monumentally fucking successful off of the shit that she does that if Jeffree Star is not doing it for clout, I'm more surprised. Because every gay or trans person who has had a dying platform that has come out and said, oh, I no longer support the gay, that person's stats have increased dramatically every single time without exception. Dave Rubin, Blair White. Trying to think. Well, Jeffree Stars is probably going to go up now. But I'm trying to think of other ones that have done it. Caitlyn Jenner, notably. Because, like, everybody hated Caitlyn Jenner when she first... And then she started speaking out against trans people. And then people started liking her again for some reason. So, at this point, I really think it's the... They're trying to run after the little niche of the, oh, I was once a gay person, but now I have seen the light, and they're all awful people. Bullshit. Which is like, Jeffree, it's pretty funny. You got caught saying the hard R multiple times. Side that will let you say it anytime you want. So he thinks that there's another agenda, but that's all I got. Would y'all like to call this 10 minutes out?
Yeah, I don't mind.
I will try to think of a better topic for next week, but we might have to reschedule the podcast to start at a different time, a different day, because my class schedule is changing and all my classes are going to be at night now, so I don't know when I'm going to do this. We'll figure it out. We'll try it. We'll see how it works. But either way, let's take these final couple minutes that I'm going to be talking to talk about my partner and associateship, Binoid CBD. Let me tell y'all something. Stuff this day is getting stressful. All these discourse about Hogwarts Legacy and J.K. Rowling. All this waiting on new games to come out. It's stressing me out. And I need to mellow out. And I also lost my goddamn cart this morning, so I really... And that can be accomplished by the products over at Binoid CBD. Binoid CBD houses the best and most cutting edge in the line of THC products, CBD products, and other kinds of products derived from the hemp cannabinoids. You can get vapes, you can get edibles, you can get tinctures, you can get it all. You can even get batteries, a 2-pack for $20. Or you can get it for even less when you use my code CSP at checkout. That is CSP at checkout for 10% off your order. And if you're into the more flowery side of things, you don't like smoking out of those vapes, understandable. They irritate my throat like hell. You can go over to their sister website, Blooms. Blooms is the sister website of Binoid CBD that specializes in hemp flower. This is basically the same strains that you're going to get Binoid, just in the form of flower to where you can get that more organic feel. So go to those websites, use my code CSP at checkout, use my affiliate. I can get commissions off of it, so where you can support the creators that you're currently listening to. And by the creators you're currently listening to, I mean me, because I'm currently talking. Go ahead and join our Discord server. Link for that will be posted, maybe, possibly. Uh, or you can ask a friend. It's probably one of us. You could probably just find one of us on Discord. Like, just hunt us down. Uh,
Minecraft Manhunt. Get to it.
bitch. Subscribe to the Agony Moon YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitch. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Clash of Productions. I share that YouTube channel with Trace. I'm still trying to find things for us to do together on that channel again, but it'll be when that will be. Go ahead, follow Moon on Moonlit Dawn with an extra N at the end. On Twitter at the same. Go ahead, follow me on Twitter at DaltonCSP and the Clash of Swords Productions Twitter at CSP underscore official underscore YT. Go ahead, follow Agony of Moon podcast on Twitter as well. And thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. I apologize for the absolute serious tone that it took today, but it was just kind of what needed to happen this week. Next time, I promise the conversation will be more fun and lighthearted. That said, don't cause too much agony. That's our job. Watch the world burn and we'll be allowed to light the flame. And I don't know, fuck Texas. That just seems like a good one to say.
Yeah.
Oh,
I am-
actually,
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
whenever you said that, you want to know, you want to hear something interesting?
Moon and the stream. Trace what?
Okay, okay.